Logic is an artist that has curated one of the strongest cult fan bases in all of music. Over the years that has spiked in popularity at times, and then leveled out over the years. This is the result of Logic's uncertainty about his career and his multiple instances of allegedly quitting music as a whole. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how Logic is hip-hop's first unretired, retired rapper. So for this video, I'm basically going to skip over the origin story of Logic because you guys probably all know at this point. So we're starting at 2017, the peak of Logic's career. He releases his most commercially successful album of all time, Everybody. And the concept of the album follows these two guys, Thomas and Kai. If you've heard the album, you know, but they're essentially listening to the album as we are. And they say at the end of this album that this is Logic's last album.
No, man. I'm queuing up the fourth album now. His final one.
Now, this was even confirmed by Logic in an interview he did with Genius, where he said his next album is going to be called Ultra 85, and it will be his last album, and he wants to go out on top.
And Thomas says, oh no, I'm putting in his fourth album now, his final one.
You're saying this is it?
Yeah. I mean, I gave everybody my whole life, you know, but it's like, I'm just done with albums, and it's gonna be the last one, you know. I'm just gonna be a husband and take care of my little puppies and have some fucking kids and just enjoy life, man. Fuck that.
Now, fast forward to 2018, we know this is actually a troll because he did drop Bobby Tarantino 2, and then when his next album that came out in 2018 dropped, called Young Sinatra 4, the first thing you hear on that album is a skit with Thomas and Kai, and they're saying that this is his fourth and final album, as in the fourth and final one in the Young Sinatra series.
No, man. I'm queuing up the fourth album now. His final one.
Nigga, what the hell are you talking about, man? He has like 1 million albums.
I mean, the final Young Sinatra. The fourth one.
So it was a little bit of a cop-out, a little bit of a troll on Logic's end. I'm sure this was all planned out, but regardless, that's Logic's first instance of basically fake quitting music as a whole. Now, Logic is active for the rest of 2018, moving into 2019, dropping 2 new albums called Supermarket and Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. And then we reached 2020, and we pretty much got commercial silence from Logic for a year. No posts on social media, no internet activity, no music, absolutely nothing. And came back with a clear feed and said that his next album, No Pressure, is going to drop, and it is his retirement album, as in last body of work ever.
I hope you guys can understand why this is my last album for me. I put my heart and soul into it. I love you guys. My therapist will be very proud of me. Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I really love you guys. And this isn't the end. It's the beginning of something else. It's the beginning of a good dad and a loving husband. A record label owner, an actor, a voice actor. Just like really sad and happy at the same time. And
he basically did this because he was tired of the industry, tired of playing the game, and kind of like in 2017, he wanted to go out on top and spend time with his newly born baby and his newly married wife. Now, right after this, Logic signs a 1-year Twitch contract to livestream on Twitch. And this wasn't really a music thing. He was playing games, you know, he was reacting, he was doing Q&As, stuff like that with the chat. But regardless, he was technically retired from rap, but not really from his internet presence as a whole. Now, as you're watching this, you're probably thinking, okay, Logic came back, he unretired, how did this happen? So, the first taste of new Logic music we did get was under an alter ego called Dr. Destruction, and a new album dropped called Planetary Destruction, which was Logic rapping over instrumentals that he produced himself. However, he was rapping over them with a pitched down voice, so you couldn't really tell it was him unless you were really a fan and you knew what his voice sounded like. And Logic never explicitly said this was him. He said it was an artist signed under his label, Bobby Boy Records, and he never went into detail, and to this day, as far as I know, still hasn't. I mean, we all know this is Logic, he knows that we know it's him, but this was his first return to music in kind of an unretired way, as it wasn't under his own name. It didn't sound exactly like him. It was a free mixtape out on DatPiff, that kind of thing. But throughout his Twitch contract, he would kind of more explicitly drop music on his YouTube for free, which started with a song called Tired in Malibu, where he says,
back in the day, Big Lambo gave me my rap name. Retired for a minute, but I guess I'm back, man.
So, boom, there you go. He basically, that's his unretirement announcement right there. He was dropping songs for free on YouTube, and he would even drop a song from his collaborative album with Madlib entitled Magic. And there's a little outro on the end, and if you reverse the outro, you hear a little message that Logic has about coming out of retirement.
I mean, I retired, but I've been making music every single day since I retired because I love it. And then I think what I realized is that I don't like the industry. So I think I want to retire from the industry. That's why I want to do this music for free. And sometimes I want to come back, but I don't know if I should go back. I mean, if I did, I'd want to be independent. That'd be pretty cool, being a major artist and then actually retiring from the industry instead of music in itself. I don't know. I think about it a lot. Okay. All right.
So at this point, we know Logic's mindset. We know that he loves music. He realizes that once he retired, he couldn't stop making music. He was addicted to music. He lived and breathed and slept music, and, you know, despite creating all this music and kind of just keeping it to himself like he planned to do, he realized this isn't really the way to go. So it kind of segued into official releases. Logic would drop the song Intro officially on all streaming platforms June 18th, marking Logic's official return to music. Now, looking at the cover art, you can tell this is a play on Michael Jordan's famous return to basketball, and this would lead into a summer drop of Bobby Tarantino 3. Now, you guys know the Bobby Tarantino series, but this was more so an album full of old snippets, old leaks, some reused verses on different instrumentals and such, kind of just to get out the contract. You know, he still had 2 albums left on Def Jam, so even though he was retired legally, he still kind of owed them. So this was one of the 2 projects to get that out, and even left a message for the fans at the end of a track called See You Space Cowboy that explained his unretirement further, since this is his first body of work back on streaming platforms only a year later after his retirement announcement. Now, I can't play it because technically it's copyrighted, so I'll get bitched, but I'll read it out to you here. He says, all right, well, I guess I woke up one day and was like, you know what? I kind of feel like rapping again. You know what I'm saying? So I did. I've been chilling with Lil Bobby and his fine-ass mama. We out here in the country shooting guns, riding dirt bikes and shit. I was like, man, I want to do this. So I invited all the homies out here in the middle of nowhere. And we just decided to do this Bobby Tarantino EP 3P off the cuff just for fun, just for the summer, just for all the homies. But we're actually out here recording this album. It's going to be my last studio album on Def Jam. So it's going to be a vibe. Just know it'll be fun. You know, it's just going to be a fun thing. You know, I'm a nerd. I love hip-hop, man. I love listening. I love the fans. We doing this shit for the fans, man. Whole time I was gone there was like, come back, and I was like, nah. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm back. I love y'all so much, Rat Pack. So this kind of, you know, highlights what we do know from Logic in his retirement if you have been keeping up with him. But since this was his return to form, streaming, official studio release, he wanted to get that message out there. So fast forward to 2022, he would drop his next album and his final album on Def Jam entitled Vital Days, where he can officially retire from the industry, which is really all he wanted to do in the first place. Not sure if he really realized he could retire from the industry being in the mainstream place he was at the time and still continue to put out music, but clearly he found a way to do so, and getting out of his contract with these 2 projects was the way to do so. Now, while he was independent, he dropped his first full project entitled College Park and a various few songs on streaming platforms. Now, this was really exciting for us fans of Logic Independence. It seemed like we were getting new music damn near every week. Lots of features, lots of Lucy's and stuff like that. Even a little EP with C. Castro entitled Half-Breed. So we were getting fed. All right, we were happy. And then Logic had an idea to start this Discord. So he starts his Discord server, and this was basically a way for fans to connect with Logic. And as someone who was in it a lot, this man really did. I mean, he was in the chat, he was in the voice chat, he was talking to fans, he was doing giveaways, he was doing actually so much for the community. But what he did realize was that he could actually just release whatever demos, whatever music, free of samples, just through the Discord. And while doing this, he also dropped his first mixtape in 10 years, called Inglourious Bastard, which was a free mixtape full of samples in a traditional mixtape style, like the Young Sinatra days, on a bunch of other people's instrumentals, famous instrumentals, and he just dropped it for free. So you have the independent Logic that was dropping songs and streaming, and then you have the independent Logic that was just putting out whatever he wanted in pretty much whatever outlet he wanted to. Discord being the main way for this, but this mixtape was on Bandcamp, YouTube, SoundCloud, etc. And it's showing that, you know, despite Logic's independence, you know, if he wants to go the streaming route, he definitely can. He has, I know he will continue to, but he can also go the path of just kind of dropping whatever he wants, however he wants, and I think the Inglourious Bastard mixtape really showed that to him. Now, on the Discord, he actually said his next album was going to be his last and final rap album, probably entitled The Ballad of Rooster Jenkins, but I don't think this is going to be his last full rap album, and I actually even spoke with him about this, and he was like, just because it's my last full rap album doesn't mean I'm not going to rap on like 20, 30, 40, whatever % rapping on future albums. He just wants to mix in more alternative and just singing style to his music creation, and basically just not be put in a box and really feel like he could do whatever he wants to do. So I'll take his word for it. I still think you're gonna make a rap album in the future. I know we talked about this already if you see this logic, but hey, I know you're gonna do it. That's okay. He might never do it just to spite me. That's okay. But, and then, you know, unfortunately the Discord did come to an end. Basically, I'm not going to go all into this, but I'll show a little clip here of Logic explaining.
The reason I'm deleting the Discord is because I created this place as a beautiful, safe space for everybody to come and to be able to just enjoy themselves and get to know one another and have a good time. And over the last few months, I've been monitoring a lot of really fucked up activity, if I'm being completely honest. There are people who are abusing each other, harassing each other, doxing each other, people who are having arguments, using terrible homophobic slurs, mean slurs, telling people they should kill themselves, constantly berating them in DMs, finding out their addresses, threatening their families, like fans, like in this, are doing this to each other. Even outsiders coming in and proposing threats to really great people in this community. It really sucks.
And basically, what he told me past this is he was like, listen, I'm gonna be gone from the internet, not going on it no more. I mean, he hasn't in like 5-6 years at this point, but for real, he's not going to, and he's still just gonna drop music. He's really excited about this new album he's working on. So I think the future of Logic's independence can look like kind of just singles and projects dropping whenever. But altogether, this has been a rocky road for us Logic fans. Not really saying that it's been bad, it's just like, is he quitting? Is he not?
He's kind of quitting. He's kind of quitting the industry, but he's also in the industry. Now he's independent. He's still dropping music, kind of.
My point is, Logic is hip-hop's first unretired, retired rapper, and I think what I've showcased in this video kind of proves that point and kind of helps you piece together the roadmap that, you know, us Logic fans have been on for a while, and exactly how he's holding on to his fan base despite all of these decisions to release music, to not release music, where to release it, how to do it, and altogether, how Logic escaped the industry while still being one of the biggest artists on the planet. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you like, subscribe to the bell so you don't miss any videos, updates, anything like that. Go in the description, follow my TikTok, my Spotify, my Twitter, my Instagram, get that weekly updated new music Friday playlist, and join my Discord down there too. And yeah, it's been Bryce. Peace.
Coming with the hot shit, all they do is talk shit. You can never stop it, boy, just stop. High-end drunk, call that HD vision. All these other motherfuckers full of indecision. These are going through your city like drug money. Made a meal off rap, fuck drug money. And now you